Alright guys, today we can go ahead and react to this article right here talking about 10 takeaways from the Cincinnati Bengals draft and the roster heading into the summer. So let's go ahead and see the 10 takeaways they have. It's coming from Cleveland.com. So the first takeaway that I have here is the Bengals are deeper in the right spots than they were a season ago. And I do agree with that. And again, what they're speaking to, of course, is the safety position. They have, obviously, the starting strong safety is Nick Scott, but they also have Jordan Battle behind him. They also drafted a strong safety named DJ, and they, of course, do have Dax Hill, who is a starting free safety. So they have a lot of players to really keep rotation purposes going. They also have defensive line with Miles Murphy, huge pickup, insane pickup. Lets them do a little bit more on the rotational side. Already having Hendrickson, already having Hubbard, already having DJ Reader, and of course Joseph Asai and BJ Hill. Is just the more edge rushers you can have, the better you are. I think Duke Tobin said it best when he said you can never have too many pass rushers, right? Because the more guys you have just means the more rotational guys you have. The more players who are going to be able to, not worry about, overworking themselves or needing a breather, and you're like, well, you can't take it, you can't come off this play because we need you on this play. You don't have to worry about that because, again, you already have guys that, you can put in rotation to put into the game if you need be. That is an absolute W. DJ Turner. Now with DJ Turner, you already have Sidney Jones on the roster, and who knows, maybe he stays on the roster as a fifth-string cornerback, and you have even more rotational between the secondary. The only spots that really are the problem at, need, I would say right now, running back and tight end. Those are the only spots. Because receiver, you got deeper there. You get yourself an amazing Charlie Jones. You also, on the offensive line, you now have Collins coming back healthy, Jonah Williams, Jackson Carman, and of course you have Cody Ford. And then at the running back position, they did target running back in the draft in the 5th round, going with Chase Brown. But that's the only areas I would say you want to tweak and get a little bit deeper in is running back and tight end. If Irv Smith can stay healthy, you're fine. But if he can't stay healthy, Drew Sample becomes your number 1 tight end. And that's where I feel like there might be a little bit of problems. Number 2, Joe Mixon is a starting running back moving forward. Well, team running back for now. I agree with that. Zach Taylor came out after the draft and said, listen, Joe Mixon is our future. They clearly drafted Chase Brown as a complementary piece to Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is a bell cow back, in between the tackles type of guy. Slot in Chase Brown, who's a vertical threat type of player. He's a guy who catches the ball out of the backfield, makes crazy plays out of the backfield, can get down the field, and has lightning speed. He's a complete complementary piece to Joe Mixon. But what a lot of you guys pointed out, and I'll point out myself here, is there's not much Coach Taylor could have said in that press conference. Katie Blackburn really alluded to it right before the draft. She said, if everything stays the same right now, Joe Mixon is our starting running back. Now, that's if his legal case, right now, he is not guilty. If that stays clear, he's not guilty. He is our starting running back. If Joe Mixon's situation with, they don't go with another running back at this moment in time, trade for one, sign one, he is the starting running back moving forward. If everything is clear and everything is the same, he is the starting running back. But again, that could change at any time. And to the point of Coach Taylor in the press conference, there's not much he could have said. He's not going to come out here and say, well, we think that Joe Mixon is our starting running back moving forward. He can't say much. He can only give us kind of a snippet of what the roster looks like right now and their direction right now. And at this moment in time, there is no better running backs out there other than maybe Zeke Elliott that they would be targeting to replace Joe Mixon. So at this moment in time, yes, he is a starting running back. That could change very quickly, especially if, June 1st happens and somebody else becomes available. Number 3, they're okay at tight end. Again, if Irv Smith stays healthy and he's perfectly fine and there's no problem, Yes, you could easily make that argument. Drew Sample is a very good blocking tight end, and they have the vertical threat in Irv Smith. Irv Smith really is going to replace what we have seen out of Hayden Hurst, and that is absolutely fine moving forward. Now, again, it's if he can stay healthy is the biggest factor. His career has shown he has not stayed healthy every single year of his career, and that's the biggest problem there, right? Is the idea of staying healthy. Now, could they go target another tight end? Absolutely. June 1st happens. Could they go get another tight end? Yes, they could go sign anybody. Anyone could get cut. Hunter Henry could get cut from the Patriots, and they go sign him and make him a nice little 1A, 1B with Irv Smith. The takeaway from the draft here, right, is, in my opinion, is not that they did not win a tight end in the draft. We heard the scouting director come out the other day talk about this. Yesterday, we heard Zach Taylor come out and talk about this. It's not that they didn't want a tight end. It's the fact that the tight end was never the best player available for them whenever they picked. There was two tight ends they really wanted in this draft. Dalton Kincaid and Sam Laporta. I know that's weird to say. Go watch my video yesterday if you don't believe me. Zach Taylor said it himself. Those are the top two tight ends. Michael Mayer was not on that list. Darnell Washington was not on that list. So, with that being said, they had their tight ends they wanted. They got taken, so the best pick available was never a tight end for them. They would have never taken a tight end. Unless, as Zach Taylor said, if they had an additional 6th-round pick, maybe, not Zach Taylor, the scout director of scouts, said that if they had an additional 6th-round pick, yeah, maybe they would have taken a tight end, right? But instead they took a punter, and if they had another one, they might have taken a tight end. But, again, they did not have a tight end as their best player available at any time during their picks. So they didn't take one. Doesn't mean they're not okay at tight end. It means that right now, that was just how the draft fell to them. The draft, as I said before, the draft has a million different scenarios that falls, right? Certain players could go here, certain players go there. You never know how it's going to fall. The team pass rush should and has to be better. 1,000%. This pass rush is going to be absolutely dominant. There's no question about that. Myles Murphy gives you so much different options, slots available. Gives you so many options to move him around the defensive line and pretty much do whatever you want with him. And that really changes up and gives so much more dynamic to this defense than we've ever seen before. You are able now to say, hey, listen, we're going to do a different package. What Luke can go out there with the mad scientist and say, we're going to do a certain blitz package. And Myles, you're going to go in this area right here. You're fast enough. You're quick enough. You know what you're doing. You're going to get after the quarterback. Hendrickson, Hubbard, you're going to pick up this guy. We're going to have Murphy just go after the quarterback. Having that ability changes up so many different factors. Joseph Asai coming back now from injury changes up so much. This defensive pass rush is going to be nasty. I know last year was 28th after getting at the quarterbacks. This year it might be top 5. There's going to be competition at camp for safety. This is not just safety. There's going to be a punter competition. There's going to be a backup quarterback competition. And there will be a safety competition too. I don't think as much will there be a safety competition. It's really going to come down to Nick Scott and Jordan Battle just to see which one is going to be the starter. But I do feel like they're going to probably do a rotational type thing with both of those players. I don't really think it's going to be like, I won a starting job. This is my job now. No, it's going to be listen, we're going to do rotations. And, in certain situations, you might want a certain player. Listen, at the end of the day, Jordan Battle is very good at both coverage and he's coverage and run support, while Nick Scott is more of a coverage guy. So you might have certain situations where listen, you're going against Baltimore. They keep running the ball down our throats. They keep destroying us in the run game. I want to put Jordan Battle in the box, and I want to shut down this run. While if, for example, you go against the Chiefs, and they're throwing the ball 60 times against you, you might want to have Nick Scott drop back and have him in certain coverages where Jordan Battle again, would be a great scenario. But at the same time, Jordan Battle might not be experienced enough to handle certain scenarios like that. So again, it really depends on situational football. I don't think there's going to be as much of competition at safety. I think there's going to be a lot of competition at, first off, the running back position, the backup quarterback position, and also the, what's it called? And also the, running back, backup quarterback, and punter. Sorry, I'm zoned out for a second. Charlie Jones' role in year one is set to be bigger than most think. Absolutely. So Charlie Jones is in all instincts, no matter how you want to look at it. He is the replacement for Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd is going into the last year of his contract, and now it's going to be Charlie Jones as that here replacement, right? There was talks about them taking him in the 3rd round. They took him in the 4th round. They couldn't take him in the 3rd round. And yeah, he is going to be that guy that they end up replacing Tyler Boyd with. He's a slot receiver. He's exactly what Tyler Boyd is. He's 6 foot tall. Well, 5'11", I think, at the combine. And he's 180 pounds. He's going to be just that slot guy. I think that they're expecting him to come in and not be the best receiver of all time, but be a really average, great receiver and get the job done. He is the best quarterback throwing him the football. The battle for offensive line starting and reserve spots will be fierce. Absolutely. That right tackle spot will be fierce. Now, the thing is, and this is what it really comes down to, the right tackle spot. If Collins is healthy, it's Collins' job, right? That's period. No talk about it. If not, then it becomes Jackson Carman, Cody Ford, and Jonah Williams. Those 3 are going to compete for it. Now, we're going to have to really see who can actually take away that starting job. Because at the end of the day, you know, this is not, oh, we're starting a job at McDonald's here, guys. You're starting a job that is protecting the best quarterback in the NFL, the franchise of this team. So this is going to be a fierce competition because only one player needs to be in there that can get the job done. Now, obviously, other positions like, you know, Volson, Teddy K, Alex Kappa, those can be kind of in and out depending. I think Kappa and Teddy K got the job, but like for example, Volson, if he starts struggling, you might see them go ahead and put someone else in there too. And there is a lot of undrafted players that they signed that could easily take that job. The punting competition feels decided. Yeah, I think it's, for the most part, I think most Bengals fans are kind of understanding this concept. It's going to be Brad Robbins' job. I know, you know, Drew Chrisman said he is ready for the competition. Huber's done, by the way. Let's get Huber out of here. Huber's out of here, but Drew Chrisman said that he's ready for the competition. He's ready to have a chance to prove himself over Brad Robbins. But you don't draft a punter in the 6th round if you think that Drew Chrisman is coming back from injury, is going to be 100% and going to be your punter moving forward. You draft a punter because you're kind of moving on. And it is what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I'm actually excited about this because it gives, you know, the chance and opportunity here to see a new face in town, see a new punter, maybe, you know, start absolutely coffin punting some teams in the AFC here. But, yeah, you don't really draft a punter unless you think it's kind of, the writing's on the wall, I would say. Speed paramount on the back end. I'm going to guess this. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, so this is what I thought they were talking about. Guys, this secondary is absolutely blazing. That's not even a understatement. That's not a theory. That is the most truest statement I could ever give you in a 1,000 bazillion years. This secondary is going to be one of the fastest secondaries in the NFL. I do actually want to bring this up. I post this on my community tab. Make sure you check out my community tab. I do post a lot of stuff on my community tab. Bengals related, other things related, just a lot of stuff in general. But guys, this is not even a joke here. Let me show you guys this. DJ Turner, 4.26 40-yard dash. Dax Hill and Cam Taylor-Britt, 4.38. Tyson Jackson, 4.36. And then, yeah, so here we go. Jalen Davis, 4.44. This secondary is going to be fast. This secondary is going to be Cheetah V2 when it comes to a secondary. This is not your grandma's secondary, okay? This is a blazing fast secondary. So that's definitely some speed on the back end, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. The last one is backup quarterback competition will be a true competition. It will be. At the end of the day, you have Jake Browning, who has been on the Bengals for a couple years now. He knows the Bengals offense. He knows Callahan's offense. He knows what he's doing. But at the same time, though, you're bringing in someone now like Trevor Siemian, who first off, he also knows what he's doing. He's an actual NFL starter in the NFL. He has won, I think, 15 total games. He knows how to run an offense. And then at the end of the day, I'm nothing wrong with Browning, Jake Browning here, but Jake Browning has never been a true starter in the NFL. He's played the preseason, but he's never played the regular season as a true starter. Cincinnati might want someone if Joe does eventually... my bad. Not one. If Joe does, in the awful event, have an injury, then they're going to probably want someone who they can trust and know can get the job done every single second, right? Someone who already has been in the situations that Trevor Siemian has been in to go out there and get the job done. I would like to see Jake Browning get the job, but again, it's very possible they carry 3 quarterbacks on the roster, and it might just be Jake Browning as the third-string guy / practice squad guy. That's kind of what they did last season. They kept him on the practice squad the whole entire year, and then elevated him once the playoffs started. It's very possible the same concept happens. But at this moment in time, I just don't think they're going to, 1,000% just say, well, Jake Browning's your job, No, they're going to have a competition. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, hit the like, comment down below. See you guys next one. Peace.